Disclaimer: I'm no audiophile, but I do like listening to music on nice speakers or headphones. Up until about 6 months ago, I used to have the Sony WH-1000XM3 They were
not great or terrible,
but I was decided that the next pair of headphones would fulfill all of my criteria. Namely, at least an okay design, decent bass without mudding up the rest of the sound frequencies, excellent active noise cancelling, comfortable over-ear construction, reliable wireless connection, and USB-C for charging. Just about a year ago there was nothing on the market which would tick all of the boxes. Pretty much no one took USB-C seriously. Waiting did pay off though, because the moment Sony announced the third generation of the 1000Xs, I knew I was getting them. I had already tried out the second generation and really liked them. So, I go into a store, try them on, and they are just as good as I had hoped for. Hence, headphones acquired. And about half a year later, the novelty still hasn't worn off. Let's start with the overall design and build. Not much to fault here. I wouldn't call them a piece of art, but they are very functional, simple, with a comfortable headband, no squeaking, just the right sized ear cups. I like that they fold flat, unlike for example Beats, because the case is therefore much easier to take in and out of a backpack when traveling. Next up, the noise cancelling. It's really good. I've compared the XM3s side by side with the XM2s and the Bose Quiet Comforts. Out of these three, I like the XM3s the best. Each company seems to tackle noise cancelling algorithms slightly differently, but one thing stands out. The XM3s sound the most natural, literally like stepping into a soundproofed room with no background hiss. Compared to the previous generation, and the Bose especially, they don't give that typical negative pressure feeling when you first put them on. I never really found this effect too big of a problem, and you get used to it over time, but people new to active noise cancelling headphones would complain to me that they feel like they have to keep popping their ears, similar to when an airplane is gaining altitude. Now, time for the thing you care about the most when buying any audio product: the sound quality. This is highly subjective, so the obvious thing to do is to go to a store and try on a pair for yourself. But if you want to take my word for it, I absolutely love the sound signature. Definitely dynamic, with slightly emphasized yet still tight bass, and crisp but not ear-piercing vocals, and every detail or instrument in between. I left them in the default setting, but there is a lot of room for tweaking the sound to your preference in the companion Sony Headphones app, which is surprisingly full-featured and doesn't crash, mostly. Sony already pushed a couple of firmware updates and the installation was always a breeze. If you are on Android, they natively support Google Assistant, but Siri works fine as well. What I appreciate is that Sony also got the little things right. The sort of things which do not necessarily make it to the spec sheet, but make a big difference in the real-world use. Like the touch controls on the right ear cup, which actually work well. Or as already mentioned, the solid microphone and the even more solid Bluetooth connection. No kidding, these maintain the most reliable connection out of any headphones I have ever owned. Lastly, they charge through USB-C, meaning I can charge my headphones, my phone and my laptop using the same cable. Not that I would need to do it often, because a single charge lasts me an entire week. Sony quotes about 30 hours of music playback per charge. The price has to be the catch then, right? Not really. They are definitely not cheap. Even calling them good value for money is a bit of a stretch at £300. The truth is though, that is very much in line with the competition, matching the Bose QC35s and the cool new Microsoft Surface headphones. If you want to save a bit of cash, and do not need USB-C or the latest and greatest tech, there are some amazing deals to be had on the Mark IIs. If you know what you want though, and are willing to pay for it, I'm gonna say something I've never thought I would say about a piece of technology. At this point in time, this is a perfect tech product, without a single obvious problem even after months of use. So as I said, if you know what you are spending the money on, just get them and you won't be disappointed.